Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. Gonna take a little bit of time this morning on my commute to talk about time. I took a little bit of time out this morning to grab some parts for a customer. If I move the camera around, you'll be able to see it eventually. I don't know what I filmed back there, but that's for a pickup down at the shop, selling them manifolds, including the Y pipe, because we do need the downspouts to form a kind of an exhaust system, hook into his existing system, which is still good except for the end where it's all rusted off. Now, I bring up time because it didn't go the way you'd think it would. It went about the way I thought it would. The engine was out of the vehicle, it's sitting out there on a cart, and you'd think, oh, it's out of the vehicle, it'd take you 5 minutes, 5 minute job. Well, pulling the bolts out was a 5 minute job. Getting the thing extracted from the wiring harness that was still on the motor, and the fact that it was all sitting down on a cart on top of that Y pipe that's still bolted to it. I didn't unbolt the Y pipe because I was going to twist off studs, because they're all rusted up. I need to have it down here in the open where I can chase off them threads, shoot some panther piss on it, and possibly heat them with a torch so that you can get the nuts off there without destroying the studs. I'm going to need those studs. If I go gung-ho and go after it and not take my time, I'm going to cost myself a lot of time later on. I don't want to do that. Time is money. That's the biggest issue with mechanics and their own vehicles, is they don't get paid to work on their vehicles. When they're working on their own vehicles, they're losing a paying job. So it costs them money to work on their own vehicles, much like it costs you to work on your vehicles. It's kind of an odd way to look at it, but it's how I look at it because it's the truth. I got home last night. I was supposed to do that last night. I got home last night and immediately was upset. I pulled up because the starter ring is bad on my car. It might start. The starter ring is bad. I cooked the starter when I was trying to bleed the fuel system out after fixing the fuel leak. It cranked for about 30 seconds and smoke started rolling out of the starter, and when the magic smoke leaks out, it don't work again, or it doesn't work like it's supposed to. Now it goes, oh, oh, oh. It has not failed to start me yet. Stress yet. I'm not putting a starter on it yet because my starter ring's all screwed up. It'll wreck a new starter. I don't have time to pull the transmission out and put a new starter ring in. So I park on a hill. Okay, I'm parking on a hill. I can roll it and start it. Okay. Last night I parked on my hill and I pulled up my parking brake and it pulled up there and got tight and it popped. Oh. Those brake cables were new 6-7 years ago. But they were new at one time. God dang it. These cars are always needing parking brake cables. I put 2 sets in my Jetta, one when the customer owned it, one when I owned it. And now I'm going to have to put 2 sets in this car, one when the customer owned it, and now. So I cranked the wheels tight, locked it. We'll find out how long it takes me to fix that. I was kind of depending on that because, I need a pretty good hill to get this car to start. Glow plugs do work for now, but that's why whenever you go into your mechanic and you ask them to do a little something and you think it's going to be a 5-minute job, some of them are pretty aggravated because it's not going to be a 5-minute job. It's going to be half an hour. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a half an hour. Why is that? Well, they'll go to do it and something will be wrong. Something will be oddball. Somebody else has been in it and put an oddball screw in it. They're all not 13 millimeter. They're 4 13 millimeters and 1 10 millimeter. Go back in and get the other socket. Because you'd think, well, they've done enough of these. They're going to know everything they need. We don't know everything we need. We know everything we should need. If everything's right, we know what we need. How often is everything right? About half the time. Somebody else has been in it. They put an oddball screw in it. We go out there. It's an American car. So it'll be 10 millimeter, 13 millimeter, 15 millimeter. So you take them all out there, and somebody has put on bolts from an Asian car. So you go back in, you get your 12 millimeter and your 14 millimeter, unless you're working on brakes, in which case it was already 12 millimeter and 14 millimeter. Take the whole tool set with you. So you're packing everything out there and liable to lose a couple of sockets out in the parking lot in the process. It's just, like I say, things take longer than what you might think. It all burns time. Those 5-minute jobs to do something that you think should take 5 minutes, maybe they built it where this was in the way or that was in the way. And no, it should take 5 minutes, but it's not. It's going to take an hour and a half. I'm starting to ramble here because I get off on these tangents where I'm aggravated. Well, that's why. I wanted to point out that a lot of the times when they're upset about not taking 5 minutes, it's because they know more often than not it's going to be more. And you just think about that. If your 5-minute job takes them half an hour because somebody else has screwed it up, there's some bolt stuck, some bolt twisted off 5 years ago, and they got to try to fix that while they're doing this 5-minute job. It's going to take half an hour, 45 minutes, 2 or 3 of them a day, and you're really cutting into your profitable time. And once somebody gets in their head, it's going to take 5 minutes. You can't expect it to be charged for 5 minutes. Not always, but it becomes an issue. I just wanted to get on here and kind of point that out while it was fresh in my mind. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. Talk to you later.